What is death? I ask you, what is death? Life is stopping, right? Can you understand death without life? Okay. You cannot. You can only understand death by saying it means the life is stop. When my life stop, I am die. But you cannot say, oh, now I am die. Now I am dead. Nobody ever died and then said, I am dead. This is death. So, without life, there's no death. So, we say, if there's no life, no death, right? So, if you have a life, then you also have a death. If you have your life, if you think about, I am alive, I have a life, I am this body, I am this life, then for sure you will also have to experience the death of this body. Because life and death are not separate. They're always pair of opposite together. Life and death never can be separate. So, if you don't think about, I am this body, I am alive, then there's no life. If you not attached to life, not attached to your life, we say no life, then also no death. Those two are together. Now you understand? So, no life, then no death. Then this is the area of, we say, Sixth Patriarch said the mind, and other teachers say area of truth or true Dharma. Okay? There's a no life, no death. It's very easy. So, Sixth Patriarch teaching was we should not think about the opposite, good and bad. Because when we think about the good and bad, we tend to make a more opposite. For example, I am good. I think about I am a good person. Then why do bad things happen to good person? Many people think like that. They think, I am very good, I help many people, I take care of my children. If I'm a woman, I take care of my children, I take care of my husband. If I'm a man, I study very hard, I get a good job, make money, all these things. I am very good. Why bad things happen to me? Most people think like that, honestly. They think about, I do good things, I help my children, I help my family, I help society. If they are more professional people like doctor, I'm helping my patients. If they're a teacher, I'm helping my students. I'm doing good things. Why do bad things happen to me? Why I have a problem, maybe get sick, go to hospital, or maybe, somebody take my money, or somebody steal my money, or somebody, drive a car and crash, many things like that. So many people think like that. I am good. Why bad things happen to me? So Sixth Patriarch teaching very simple. Don't think good and bad. Don't think I am good. If you don't think I am good, you are very good. You're better than good. We say you are merit. There's a difference between good and you have merit. Korean language, 공덕. 공덕. If you want to become a person of virtue and merit, you cannot say, I am good. You always say, I am good. And then soon, bad thing happened to me. Then bad thing happened to me. Then next part is, people say, that's my friend, that's not my friend. They're helping me, that's my enemy. Soon, many enemies appear. So this is like nowadays politics. Nowadays, you look at any country, political, my friends, my enemy, my party, opposite party. It's all opposite thinking, you know. You look in Korean politics, how many opposite, you know. They try to control, you know, this government. But if we don't think good and bad, then already our mind has many good functions, has many merit, and already we are capable of many things. We have many capability. But we want to label ourselves. We want to say, I am good, he's bad. I am good, he's bad. This is human, this is a faulty thinking, mistaken thinking, ignorance, we say. Okay? You understand? Or even worse is if people say, I am wrong, I am right, he is wrong. The people who like to argue, people who like, 논쟁, 논쟁이들, like to argue. I am right, I am right, I am right. He's wrong. It's like nowadays in Korea, many people say, 노무현 was right, and 이명박 is wrong. Many people talk like that. But before, when 노무현 was president, people said, 노무현 is bullshit. Before, when 노무현 was president, many Korean people, hey, the worst president. Hey, worst president. Now, 노무현 was good. Oh, 이명박 is bad. So this is ignorance thinking. This is not helpful. Does not help society one bit. Does not help society at all. This is not the way wise people think. Okay? Yeah, I know my speech a little maybe surprise you. Because some monks also say, 노무현 was good, 이명박 bad, bad, bad. But this is not really the wise way of talking. It's not the wise way of teaching. Because the good and bad, the right and wrong, is all made by our thinking. It has no self-nature. Good and bad has no self-nature. 자성이 없다. Okay? So we should be careful when we are teaching the Dharma, not to teach the right and the wrong and good and bad. We must teach what is a correct way. Correct way. Correct is different than the right and wrong and good and bad. Okay? All right. So now soon you will understand better when we go through the chapter 10, which is the final chapter here. His final instructions, and this is a very beautiful chapter. When I first read this, first time I read this was 25 years ago. And I am just a student in Boston. I am just a student, and I am graduating from the university. And I read this chapter, and I thought it was very wonderful because it's very wise teaching, high-level teaching, okay? And the patriarch, he sent for his disciples, Fa-hai. I won't read all the names, all these Chinese names, and all these different ones. And he said to them, your men are different from the common lot. You are a little different. After entering into nirvana, each of you will be the Zen master of a certain district. I am going to teach you how to instruct others so you will not lose the original teaching of our school. So the sixth patriarch, he was getting older. He understands soon he will be entering nirvana. He was very wise. He understood soon he will die. He didn't say die, he just said I will enter nirvana. This is a Buddhist way of saying that Buddhists don't say, soon I will die. There's no life and no death. Not say, soon I will die. If you say to the wise patriarch, I'm getting old, soon I will die, they laugh at you. You're getting old? Who's getting old? What you say you're getting old? Who get old, who die? This is not correct. I will enter nirvana. I enter nirvana, he said. He said, after I enter nirvana, each of you will be the Zen master of a certain area. I am going to teach you how to instruct others so you will not lose the original teaching of our school. This means he is not really concerned about himself, his own life. He's not so concerned. He's more concerned about his disciple. How these disciples understand the teaching correctly, so he gives them he gives them some instruction. He always said, first mention the 3 categories of dharmas, and then the 36 pairs of opposites. Then teach how to avoid the 2 extremes of coming in or going out. Then teach how to avoid all opposites. For example, within coming and going out. When teaching, do not stray from your true nature. Whenever a person asks you a question, answer with the opposite, so that a pair of antonyms is created. For example, coming and going are a reciprocal cause of each other. So when the interdependence of the 2 is entirely done away with, there would be in an absolute sense neither coming nor going. The 3 categories of dharmas are skandhas, ayatanas, dhatus. Dhatus are consciousnesses. Ayatanas is contact, skandhas is aggregates. 5 skandhas, we all read, the Heart Sutra said 5 skandhas are empty. 5 skandhas are rupa, form, vedana, feeling, perception, impulses, consciousness. All 5 skandhas are empty, Heart Sutra says. The 12 ayatanas are object of sight, hearing, smell, taste, touch, thought, organ of eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, mind. So those are the 12 contacts, the 12 ways that we contact. Then the 18 realms, the 6 sense objects, 6 sense organs, and the 6 recipient consciousnesses all together. Okay, this is a little difficult all at once. But what is important is, he says, don't avoid the 2 extreme of coming in and going out. But this is a little difficult, okay? Because everybody all the time think about, coming in, come into my room. Go out of my room. Come into my house. Come into my house, go out. But we have to understand, this is also opposite thinking. This is relative discrimination. Actually, there's no coming in, there's no going out. It's like a physics, you know. It's a little bit like a physics, relativity. Actually, what he said, there's no coming up. But we say, today many people came in this room. Many people go out of this room. But what the 6th Patriarch said, we must avoid the extreme of coming in and going out. But we have to look at this very carefully, okay? So the 36 pairs of opposites, what are those? Those are 5 external inanimate pairs, heaven and earth, sun and moon, bright and dim, yin and yang, fire and water. Those are external inanimate objects, heaven and earth, sun and moon, bright and dim, yin and yang, fire and water. So 6 Patriarchs' kind of teaching was, if somebody asks you about heaven, you talk about earth. Somebody asks you about sun, you talk about the moon. Somebody asks about bright, or somebody else talk about dim, you talk about bright. So all these opposites. But he also said, he said, use the 36 pair of opposites. Okay, don't get caught in the opposites. Then 12 phenomenal objects, speech and dharma, have and have not, matter and not matter, form and no form, taint and absence of taint, form and emptiness, motion and stillness, purity and foulness, ordinary people and sages, the sangha and the laity, the aged and the young, the big and the small. So the 19 pairs denoting the functioning of the true nature, then there are 19 pairs, long and short, good and evil, stupid and enlightened, ignorant and wise, agitated and calm, merciful and wicked, abstinent and indulgent, straight and crooked, full and empty, dangerous and safe, defilement and bodhi, permanent and transient, compassionate and cruel, joy and angry, generous and stingy, forward and backward, appear and disappear, dharmakaya and physical body, sambhokaya and nirmanakaya. 36 kinds of opposites. These kind of opposites is like almost describe everything that we encounter. Of course, nowadays, there are probably more than 36 kind of opposite. In those days, they didn't have so many things like, you know, plastic or rubber or things like this. They didn't have all the things that we have nowadays. But the 36 kind of opposites that were in those. Then he said, one who knows how to use these 36 pairs realizes the all-pervading principle is present in the teaching of all sutras. Whether one is coming in or going out, they are able to avoid all opposites. Okay, so he talked about using these 36 pairs of opposites. He did not talk about we should stay away from the opposites. We cannot stay away from these opposites, but use them to teach. What he means is use them to teach other people. So if somebody talks about how can I go to heaven, then we say to them, oh, are you in hell? This kind. Or somebody says, I want to be a good person. Are you bad? Because this already makes an opposite. I want to be a good person. This already makes an opposite. Are you bad? I want to be a smart student. Are you stupid? Many Korean people think like that. I want to be a smart student. I want to study well. Are you stupid? No, you're not stupid. You think you're stupid, so you want to become smart. But if you don't think you are stupid, then you're not stupid, then you don't need to want to become smart. So this is a way Sixth Patriarch using the opposites to teach, you know. If somebody is very short, maybe somebody very short. They say, I want to be tall. How can I get good shoes? Make me tall. You know, some people like to buy the shoe, makes you taller, you know. Then, say, are you short? Are you really short? If you have an idea, I am short, then you need to become tall. But you have no idea I am short. So he used this opposite to teach people. Use these opposites to teach people the middle way. The Buddha always said the middle way is the correct way. Don't follow the opposite extreme. The extremes do not help. He said, don't follow the life of the extreme luxury and extreme waste. And don't follow also the life of denial. Deny your body any kind of food or anything. The denial is also extreme. So his Sixth Patriarch teaching same as the Buddha we see here in that way. Then he said, When talking to others, the function of our true nature should be free from attachment. If we come into contact with emptiness within ourselves, we should not attach to it. If you are attached to, you form your wrong views will only increase. On the other hand, if you attach to emptiness, your ignorance will increase. This is a very important point. If you attach to form, your wrong views will only increase. You know, many people in Korea are very attached to form. How we understand that? Because, do you remember I don't know, it was last year or the year before? I think last year, 2007. Many people made the fake diploma. You know, Weijo, like, you know, diploma. I get the you know, doctorate from Yale University, or I get the, you know, this PhD from Harvard, you know, and make this certificate and everything. This means attached to form. They think the only way I can advance is I must have from, you know, Yale University this form. I must have this form. They mean attached to form, very attached to form. So Sixth Paper said, if you attach to form, your wrong views will only increase. Even if you are able to succeed, like this one professor, she was able to succeed by getting the, you know, the job at the Dongguk University with a fake certificate, you know. But did it help her in the long run? No. Did she really, in the long term, did she really get success and happiness? Did she? No, of course not. She became a scandal. The rest of her life, the people will know that's about what she is about. That means you attach to form, your wrong views only increase. But somebody else said, it doesn't matter, nothing matters. I don't need my degree, burn my degree. I got the degree from, you know, Seoul National University, I don't like it. I burn. I don't need, everything is empty. Everything empty, then burn. Don't like. This is the other extreme. If you attach to emptiness, your ignorance will increase. Understand? So, don't attach to form, don't attach to emptiness. Both are not going to be helpful. These are both opposites. Those who attach to emptiness, they slander the sutras and contend that language is unnecessary for the study of Buddhism. People who assert that we should not use words in speech are in fact also using words in speech. As for those who teach that mind is the path and that words in speech are not necessary, these are not necessary is also words in speech. So I say, oh, it's not necessary. The sutras are all just empty. They're not necessary. This is not necessary is also speech. 이것이 필요 없다. This is also speech. That's also mistake. Okay? Not necessary is also speech. Also, I say speech not necessary. That's also speech. So I have problem. Better, if you really don't think the speech not necessary, better not open your mouth at all. Okay? So, this means attached to emptiness. Then, when they hear others teaching the sutras, they slander them, saying that they are attached to the scriptures. It's bad enough that people have this mistaken notion themselves, but they go on to slander the Buddhist sutras, okay? So people who attach to the emptiness, they always say a bad thing about the sutra. Oh, the sutra is not good. Don't read the sutra. Don't read this sutra. You will get misled. This is because attached to emptiness. And then he goes on to explain that that's a very serious offense and has grave consequences. Also, people who are attached to form will set up many teaching systems to show that they are seeking the truth. So some people, they make many kind of system, many kind of teaching level educational system and all this thing. And this is also, he explained, this means attached to form. Okay? They may even establish spacious temples for the discussion of their views about existence or non-existence. Such people will not realize their true nature for many kalpas. So, this is all talk about opposites. Don't attach to opposites. Don't attach to thinking. Don't attach to not thinking. Don't listen to the Dharma without practicing. And if you do that, it will give rise to all sorts of mistaken views. And you should practice without attachment to form. And if you can attain this, you should make use of it in your daily life. And when teaching others, then you will not lose the original teaching of our school. So he goes on to say, when a question is put to you, answer it in the negative if it is an affirmative one, and vice versa. If you are asked about an ordinary man, tell the person who asks something about a sage, and vice versa. From the interdependence of the two opposites, the doctrine of the middle way may be understood. If all other questions are answered in this manner, you will not be far away from the truth. Let me explain more fully. Suppose someone asks you, what is darkness? Answer him this way: light is the cause, and darkness is the condition. Already I talked to you about that. Light is the cause, and darkness is the condition. When light disappears, darkness is the consequence. When the two are the consequence of each other. From the interdependence of the two, the doctrine of the middle way arises. So the two are interdependent. They are not separate, they depend on each other. In this way, all other questions are to be answered. These instructions should be handed down from one generation to another to ensure the continuation of our school and the transmission of the Dharma to your successors. This was the advice he gave to his disciples. Okay, so today I will finish here at this point, and we will start at 10.8 next time. Okay, does anybody have any question? No question? Okay, very good. So, all the opposites depend on each other, interdependent. So, for example, if somebody says to you, "Oh, 선생님, I think you need God. You need to go to church, you need God." Then what do you say to them? You only go to this library is not enough. You need God. Then if you are not attached to God, not attached to opposites, said, "No, God needs me. I don't need God. God needs me." That means the God and the person are interdependent. God and person depend on each other. Many people only think of one way. Oh, you need God. You must pray. You must pray, pray, pray. You need God. But if you need God, God also needs me. God needs me. Why not? Okay? But many people don't understand that. They only think, I am very small. I think of many people, inferiority complex. They think they are very small. And God is very big, very far away. You go to a big church in Europe and God is way up there on the ceiling. You know? So many people think like that. I am very small, inferior, something very superior. This is, we say in English, inferiority complex. Okay, so that's all for today. Enough. Today, finished. So everybody have a good 1 month before we meet again. Okay, that's all.